History often tells the story of great civilizations rising and falling in sweeping narratives of war, conquest, and innovation. Yet the most pivotal moments are rarely visible to the public eye. Often, the fate of humanity hangs in balance during hours or days that seem ordinary to most, but are extraordinary in their consequences. This is the story of the moment civilization nearly collapsed, when a series of decisions, miscalculations, and accidents brought the world to the brink of annihilation, and only unseen courage, intelligence, and timing kept humanity from plunging into chaos. 10. The world on edge. At the time, global tensions were at unprecedented levels. Nations had amassed massive armies, built weapons of terrifying power, and monitored one another with suspicion and fear. Trade routes were disrupted, alliances fragile, and every small incident had the potential to ignite a chain reaction leading to global catastrophe. Ordinary citizens continued daily life unaware that their very existence could be imperiled by events unfolding behind closed doors, where generals, leaders, and spies operated in shadows, making decisions that could end or save millions of lives. 9. The warning signs. Subtle signals of impending disaster were everywhere, if only anyone had paid attention. Diplomatic messages carried coded urgency, intelligence reports detailed suspicious troop movements, and rumors of secret alliances reached ears in every capital. Some advisors pleaded for restraint, some generals warned of preemptive strikes, and some scholars noted economic fragility that could collapse under stress. Yet these warnings were fragmented, misunderstood, or deliberately ignored, as nations assumed they could manage the tensions without catastrophe. The cracks in civilization were already forming, invisible to most, but growing wider with every passing hour. 8. The decision that ignited the crisis. Then came a decision, seemingly small but monumental in consequence. Perhaps it was a misinterpreted order, a hasty declaration of aggression, or a neglected diplomatic opportunity. Whatever it was, it set off a chain reaction that immediately escalated tensions across borders. Military forces were mobilized, alliances tested, and nations prepared for the worst. The world had stepped onto the precipice of collapse, and only rapid communication, foresight, and negotiation could prevent the fall. 7. The invisible battles. While armies moved, the true battle was hidden from public view. Diplomats negotiated furiously behind closed doors. Spies raced to intercept or deliver critical intelligence. Covert missions unfolded across hostile territories. Every courier who succeeded or failed could tip the balance between war and peace. The stakes were unprecedented, yet the world remained unaware. While front lines were prepared for potential conflict, the real war was fought in secrecy, between minds, codes, and courage under pressure. 6. Near misses that could have ended everything. Multiple near disasters occurred in rapid succession. Miscommunications nearly led to preemptive strikes. A single intercepted message could have been misread as an act of war. Supply convoys were delayed, troops mispositioned, and allies on the verge of betrayal. Each near miss brought civilization closer to total collapse. The margins between survival and catastrophe were razor thin, reminding us that the world often balances on fragile threads, maintained by quick thinking and human bravery. 5. The human stories behind survival. The unsung heroes of this critical moment were ordinary and extraordinary people alike. Couriers risked capture and death to deliver messages that could prevent conflict. Leaders spent sleepless nights parsing intelligence and making decisions that would define humanity's future. Soldiers held positions knowing that a single mistake could escalate into disaster. Citizens, unaware of the danger, unknowingly became part of a global chessboard, where every action, every delay, and every chance encounter influenced events. Their courage, resilience, and judgment, visible and invisible, kept civilization from falling apart. 4. The role of deception and intelligence. Deception played a critical role in stabilizing the situation. Some leaders spread false intelligence to mislead potential aggressors, while covert agents work to obscure true intentions from those who might strike prematurely. Double agents walked dangerous lines, delivering misinformation and counterintelligence to protect fragile alliances. This shadowy game of strategy was as decisive as any battle, showing that intelligence, not just military might, often determines the survival of nations. 3. The domino effect across nations. The consequences of near collapse were felt across continents. Economies trembled as trade stalled. Governments faltered under pressure, while civilian unrest grew in response to rumors of impending disaster. Borders once secure became tense flashpoints. Even nations not directly involved were swept up in panic and uncertainty. The ripple effects demonstrated how tightly interconnected civilizations had become, and how a single misstep in one capital could cascade across the entire globe, threatening the stability of all. 2. Lessons for humanity. The story of this near collapse teaches us that civilizations are fragile, and history is shaped as much by decisions avoided as by actions taken. Strength alone cannot prevent collapse. Prudence, foresight, and communication are equally vital. Trust, diplomacy, and courage under pressure determine whether humanity endures or falters. Every global conflict avoided, every miscommunication corrected, every act of quiet bravery in shadows highlights how precarious our civilization can be and how much it depends on vigilance and wisdom. 1. The legacy of survival. Ultimately, civilization survived. The moment passed, history continued, and life carried on as if nothing had happened. Yet the lessons remain. The moment civilization nearly collapsed reminds us that the fate of millions often hinges on hidden decisions, invisible battles, and acts of courage that the world never sees. Leaders, spies, soldiers, and ordinary citizens all played a part in averting disaster, and the story endures as a cautionary tale. Humanity's survival is never guaranteed. It rests on vigilance, intelligence, and the ability to act decisively under pressure. History teaches that civilization's endurance is fragile, and the line between survival and collapse can be crossed in a heartbeat. Even now, scholars and strategists reflect on this period, analyzing how minor missteps might have escalated into global catastrophe. The event remains a reminder that the human story is not just about progress and innovation, but also about near misses, hidden decisions, and the quiet courage that keeps the world intact. Civilization's continuity is a delicate balance, preserved by those who see the danger, understand it, and act in time.